Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Yep.
How we
Back
doing?
to reality. You're back to reality.
I'm back. I don't know about that reality stuff. As I told you in the warm-up, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But
Made it home. Safe travels. It was good.
very safe. Very hey Joe Stinger, it's great to see a couple of games out there at the park. Yeah. I don't need to spend a whole lot of time talking about the same old stuff that I've been posting, but if you've never been to Clearwater and you've never been to spring training, you need to put it on your bucket list, in your bucket. You need to do it. I can walk you through a lot of inexpensive ways to do it. Travel groups are nice. You know, you can travel with a friend and all that sort of stuff, but there's a lot of money to be saved doing it on your own and still having a great time and doing all the things that you want to do. So,
right.
Just an absolute, probably the biggest negative for me this year. I guess, and Sue and I were talking about this a little bit. I guess with Easter being early, spring breaks early. John, I'm telling you, the traffic down there. Oh my God!
Coming back to the beach there, that road there.
Just all the time.
Yeah.
The kids that are down there on spring break and having a good time. I mean, we were right there with them, but they're spending mom and dad's money,
Right.
Because they didn't get that 6-figure job yet. You know what I mean?
No.
But it's a great time. Even if you don't love baseball, you know what I mean? If you're not a fan of baseball, there's so much other stuff to do. And last check, I think Clearwater Beach was the #1 beach in all the land. And I think that's why everybody goes there. I don't know where they're finding property to build all these high rises, but it's insane to watch them, come out of the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the advantage. You see it, start, and then by the time you get back next year, it's a whole different.
Oh my God, yeah. So, but great time. Made the trip down. We kind of split it up going down, but coming back yesterday was such a great day driving. We got a good day in, and we were home this morning and this afternoon. In a few short hours. So It worked out really good. Great time. I'm exhausted. You know what I mean? Because when I'm down there, little sleep, no sleep, hanging with friends and just people, I don't see most of the time. And Shawnee was down there for the first week, and he was my running mate. You know what I mean? So him and I were, we went over to Bradenton for the Pirates Phillies on Sunday, and then hustled back to the Dalton Foundation event Sunday night. So that was exciting. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was fun. So good time. And like I said, if you've never done it, you got to do it. Even if it's not the Phillies, there's so many other teams. That you may follow, that you can go enjoy for a week or so.
So no 8:30, 9 o'clock bedtime for you this past week?
No, none. None. Zero. Yeah, fell asleep at the bar a couple times, but no.
Well, there you go. I've done that before.
No. Good time. Just unbelievable. Probably one of the best. I know in the past few years, it's one of the best.
Right.
Except for that badass traffic over the bridge and back. The only time you can beat it is off hours.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Now, did you get to see any of the night? Go to a night game?
We did not.
No. Okay.
No. like tonight would have been a nice night to venture down to Sarasota.
Right.
Same thing. I mean, if you're doing things right, you spend a night over in the Orlando area, go to like Disney one day.
Okay.
You can go to the Phillies lake in Lakeland at night, stay over, rest up, maybe go to another park, and then you can do the Phillies Sarasota tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could, but we didn't do any of that. I think those days of hitting Disney in between all of this are over. And
They'll
traffic,
better, right?
and traffic over on that side of I-4 is in. It's got to be the worst.
Right.
So I forget.
Yeah, like you said, especially.
I ran into the Kellys. I ran into Tommy Kelly, Bobby Kelly, Marcia Kelly, and they went to St. Augustine's to visit friends for a day, and they got caught in that I-4 traffic. Ooh. So, yeah.
Tommy likes traffic too.
Oh, I love traffic. I love traffic. Just ask Sue. Just ask Sue. But we didn't run into them. They came and visited us at Coco's the other night, Emily and Henry, because they say it's around the corner, but around the corner is about an hour, from Wesley Chapel to Orlando Beach or Clearwater Beach.
Right.
But they stopped over and met up with us. We had a couple drinks, so that was cool. They seem to be doing very well, except Emily has alligator friends.
There's alligators in Florida?
In her backyard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, Henry keeps saying he keeps telling me he's throwing chicken out the back window.
Well, there you go. They love anything.
He's throwing chicken out there, and he said the insurance is all paid up, so it's all good.
Emily just jumped on board. Great seeing you, not the alligators. Yeah. Anyway.
They're faster than they look, too.
What's that?
Alligators are faster than they look.
Well, she claims it's a 4-footer. Well, I don't know how much a 4-footer would bite you, but I don't want to find out either.
Well, considering Emily's 4'9", that's a pretty big alligator for her.
But yeah, so they seem to be doing really well over there in Wesley Chapel. I know Ginny and Patrick, Emily's parents, were down for St. Patrick's Day. Hey, I don't want to cut the conversation short, but I don't want to talk all about going to Clearwater and what a great time I had. But how about the attendance on St. Patrick's Day for the Phillies?
Yes.
They said it was 11,000.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it took you 15 minutes to walk through the concourse to get to either end of the, one's out in left field, the other's kind of like behind home plate to go to the restroom. I mean, It was packed. I've never seen it that crowded before. But again, St. Patrick's Day, it's a Sunday. It's spring break. You know what I mean? All the tangibles are there.
It just didn't feel right, though. Even though they had the green hats, it just didn't feel right without the green
sucked. Jersey. It sucked, right? And then the Fanatic wears his freaking green jersey.
Right.
Yeah. I'm still having issues trying to figure out, why they couldn't. You can't make an exception for a green jersey in spring training.
Well, that's the thing. Like I understand if Nike has their rules for during the season, but it's a spring training game.
Exactly.
Like what's the difference? Like
hats were allowed, but jerseys weren't.
Right. Yeah, it makes no sense. It's especially since all the teams do it. Had the green jerseys. I mean, it's spring training, for God's sake.
Yeah.
It's just play it.
Great crowd. I don't know. I didn't ask anybody, but the Phillies seem to have an awful lot of extra players. They just seem. I have never seen the backs of so many Phillies jerseys with no nameplates.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like they were handing them out in the parking lot. Oh, you want to play? Here's a jersey. You
Right.
want to play? Here's a jersey. I
Yeah.
mean, guys, I don't know. They were just trying to fill in innings. You know what I mean with guys, and it was a split squad, so you had, you were that much shorter.
Yep.
But
yeah, it's definitely interesting. You got to see with I guess that's part of having a veteran team where everybody's pretty much locked in. It's you're not going to have them playing all 9 innings, so you're bringing out guys.
John, we talked about this pregame. You know, what are the Phillies going to do? Because you got issues, right?
Oh,
you knew you had issues in center field between Marsh, Page, and Rojas.
Mm-hmm.
Who your center fielder is going to be. I mean, I know who they want it to be.
Right.
And in my mind, wouldn't they just come out and say that? Why would they dangle the carrot in front of the player? You need to work on this. You need to work on that. You need to work on this. And he's still batting $150.
Yeah.
Right? He bulked up, but he's still batting $150. Now, of all the three guys that I named, he's probably the best defensive one of the three.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
And Page's probably a tick or two right behind him.
Right. Yeah, he's right there. He's pretty quality defensive guy as well. But
and
he's
then
also
there's
not
Marsh, who can field okay.
Right.
But he doesn't have the ability of either one of those guys, but he can hit.
Right. Yeah.
But he can hit.
Yeah.
So who do you put in center field in that ninth batting order? Because now, it just transcends problem into problem into problem, because if Schwarber is your leadoff guy, so now your 9-hole hitter can't bat, can't hit, and now you got Schwarber coming up, and he's a blast or nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you thinking?
My thoughts are just because of options, because Pache doesn't have any options, and Rojas does. I don't think you're going to be able to have Pache pass options through waivers.
Right.
Send Rojas down, and have Marsh and Pache, platooning in center field as much as possible. Having Whit Merrifield play left field for the most part, because you need that quality bat, because he's a guy that's going to give you a professional at bat every time up there, and
makes sense.
Works the count.
Makes sense. Yep.
And Merrifield's going to play third base to give Bohm a day off. Play second base as well to do a couple things. So Bohm or Marsh and Pache can play left field and center field as well. But Marsh is coming off the knee issue as well with getting it cleaned out. So he seems to be doing.
He's telling everybody down there he's fine. He's ready to go.
He's ready
to rock. He's ready to rock and roll. So okay, so let's not get ahead of ourselves, because we're talking a week away and we're opening day at Citizens Bank Park.
A week tomorrow. Yep.
So you got an issue in left field, and you got an issue in center field, right? And they're all going to resolve themselves, like we just discussed, right? So
hopefully,
if they decide they're keeping Rojas, and then they're going to release
Pache,
then you're out a guy that you've got a year invested in, and trying to figure things out. I think we might have Lauren and Anthony, or maybe just Lauren. Looks like there she is.
There's the birthday boy.
There they are.
Hi, guys.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Anthony. Happy birthday to you. There you go. That's all I got.
Wow, that was great.
That's all I got.
Thank you.
That was great.
Yeah. So how's the Yankees game?
Yep. I'll let her trade her where she's at.
So we're over here at Yankees spring training. They're playing the Pirates. So we're here at a night game. So we're just checking it out. It's been here. It's been a while since I've been to this specific stadium, and I don't think Anthony's ever been to the spring training one. So we came over here tonight. The Phils are playing in Sarasota, but we decided to come here for this one. So we're just
Okay.
checking it out. Yeah.
Nice. Chilly, warm. What's the weather?
Chilly in the shade, warm in the sun.
Gotcha. Typical
Yep.
Florida.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You had to let the birthday boy see the Pirates game, right?
That's right. That's right.
It wouldn't be fair to take them to the Phillies game if they weren't around.
No. So hopefully they're calling for rain on Friday, but hopefully we'll be able to get to Sarasota on Friday and see the Phils there when they go. The Pirates when they go there. So we'll be able to do that. We're going to try to do a doubleheader on Friday because the Phillies are home, and then go to Sarasota to see the Pirates there. So
I am totally jealous on this doubleheader stuff. When, I mean, that's just rubbing it in, with extra mustard.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be a tight one because getting from Clearwater to Sarasota is not an easy trip.
By your driving standards, that's around the corner.
That's true. That's true. There is a lot of traffic. We came from Anna Maria Island over to this stadium here, which is in Tampa, and it took us almost 2 hours.
Yikes!
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yikes!
Yep.
Yeah, it is work traffic, I would assume, right?
Work traffic and just spring break, spring training. Too many people live in Florida. Just all the above. So
Wow.
yeah,
But you
but
made it.
we did, of course. I'm gonna flip this around, give you guys a view of the back. Sure. All right, let's see if this works. There we go.
There you go.
All right.
It's just like Yankee Stadium in the Bronx.
Yep.
You're out in left field, or is that down that left field line? Looks like.
Yeah, yep. Because this is the Pirates bullpen here. We gotta stand with our team. So we went with standing room only tickets, which were $30 a piece, and came with a beverage, which we have not gotten yet. Otherwise,
alcoholic beverage or a soda?
No, an alcoholic. It's $6 beer, so I'm sure
Nice.
it's, whatever.
Hell, you don't get that at the Phillies.
Nope. Otherwise, the 100 level seats started at $90, and the 200 level seats he didn't even have any.
Wow.
So, yep.
Do they realize it's the Pirates? Oh, you're in Yankee Stadium. Never mind.
Yes.
That's why.
It was also $20 to park. So.
Wow.
It's 30. Yeah.
You gotta love New York, right?
Well, it's 18 at the Phillies, so I can't even really say too much about that. I'm gonna move in here just because I feel like the guy next to me is annoyed that I'm talking in his ear so loudly. Oh.
And parking isn't easy over there because you park across the street and then you have to walk over the bridge, right?
Yes,
is that what
that's
you
what we
did?
had
You
to
parked
do.
across.
Yeah, we parked over. Yeah, we parked at Raymond James where we just were.
Yep.
And walked over. Yep. But not great signage to know like where to go, which way to turn, any of that stuff. You kind of just have to know. So. But yeah.
I felt at home then, walking across the bridge like in Pittsburgh.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
But it's
cool.
It's
So did you just get there, or were you there for batting practice or anything?
Yeah, so we were here for batting practice. Well, for the Pirates batting practice. So we were able to, one of Anthony's friends gave him some cards in case we were able to get anything signed. We were able to get Hayes on a card and Connor Joe. So we got those two autographs.
Nice.
So that was cool. Yeah. Yep.
Kebrana Hayes.
Yep.
They don't make it easy to get autographs. They got a plexiglass off.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It's
They-
like Alcatraz.
They do. Everything is very, very closed off. It's not easy. I didn't even see anybody trying to get autographs on the Yankees side because they either must know that they don't stop or that you're not even allowed down into that section if you don't have a ticket.
Yeah.
They got electric fences on the screens.
They do. Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I ran into the year that we went over Joe Torre. And man, he had more security than a president.
yeah.
Really?
Oh, it was insane. Yeah.
They don't mess
Wow.
around.
Yeah.
No. And
But that's awesome.
it's good.
So what did you do beforehand? You said you were on the island.
We were. So we went over to Anna Maria Island today and walked around a little bit. Got some lunch. Yeah.
Has that
Very
gotten cleaned up from the storms a few years ago?
I think so. Well,
Was that a home run or just a jet flying over by?
no, it was a home run. And I think a guy was on, and it might have been, I don't know if it was Judge. It might have been Judge.
Oh, if it's Judge, that's okay. That's my boy.
Anthony going to get the ball?
He's just going to scope out what's happening. So yeah, over at Anna Maria Island, yeah, I think it's cleaned up. It never really looked. It's busy. I think that's an up and coming spot. But no, it was good.
Yes.
Right? The island didn't looked clean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
No, I don't think.
There's a lot of traffic there now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well,
great.
again, like we've been saying for almost a half an hour now, it's spring break.
Yeah.
It's early this year, and I think
Over there, they usually don't see that because it's like a lot of older people that live there. So I think a lot of people over there complain because now there's the young kids are coming there and they like their quiet island. But
Right.
there's a lot of people here, right? So I don't know that the roadways and everything are set up for it just yet. It's just a lot of moving pieces all the time.
It's a
Yeah.
very tight island. You know what I mean? It's pretty much one road in and one road out. So
That's what I was just going to ask. Is it a bridge or the road? Is it wide enough? For like 2 lanes each way, or just the one?
No, just one.
I think it's just one lane each way in. So yeah, it gets crowded. So
Yeah.
So Dad, I see you made it home just in time for the show.
not just in time. Come on.
He,
All right.
he had a little Lauren skills. He was home by like 2:00 or so when he.
It's all right. 1:30, John. But
Well, there
who's
you go.
counting?
Nice.
No, it was like I was explaining earlier. Going down, we split it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we had such a great day driving yesterday. No incidents. Was that another bomb?
Yes. Yep.
Is that the actual sound of the ball whistling over your head?
It sounded like it.
That's great. But yeah, yesterday was awesome. We left Clearwater left the hotel, right around 6:00 ish. I stopped at the last gas station out of Clearwater and boom, up the highway and watched the sunrise. Watched the sun come up on 75, and we had a great day. So we stayed at our same spot last night, and ate like 2 old people at the Cracker Barrel. We are old.
At what? 5:30?
Well, it's actually, if you go early, it's what do they call that?
Senior buffet.
It's senior citizen discount.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so it was great, and today was awesome. I mean, we hit about an hour's worth of delays with accidents and traffic, but made it home early afternoon. Yeah, all good.
Nice.
Just put the second load in the dryer. All the wash is done. Yeah.
Wow, you guys don't mess around.
Yeah. Suitcases are put away. I'm ready for next Thursday opening day. Who's going? Who wants to take
Nice.
me? Who wants to take me?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Anthony, you got connections for next Thursday, opening day?
Not anything different than anybody else.
They're calling for. Unfortunately, they're calling for rain on Thursday.
They were, you know what? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 50 degrees in rain. So maybe I'll wait a little bit.
Yeah. Saturday the game might be a little bit better.
I'll tell you what, talking of weather, we had great weather the whole time. I mean, it was just, just phenomenal weather and, good fun baseball, good clean baseball. Got to see a lot of friends. Some of the young players that we've been following for years.
Right.
After batting practice, Derek Hall came right over and chatted with us, and to the point where he's like, "Oh shit, what time is it?" He's like, "I got an 11 o'clock bus to get out of here." So. But it was sad to see him get demoted to AAA. But I guess we pretty much all expected that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way the team is with Harper at first base, he's not going to have much playing time. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the plan there? And he's gotta request a trade soon, right? Or do something. I mean, he's just wasting away at the minor league level.
Yeah, I don't know how aggressive his agent would be, in all of that, or if somebody came calling, and said to Dombrowski, what's it going to take to trade us Derek Hall? You know what I mean? I'm sure they would listen because they just seem like they've got an overabundance of like guys that can play first base, guys that are pretty much. I mean, although Carlos De La Cruz can play the outfield a little bit, but he's predominantly a first baseman.
Sure.
Yeah, with that body, yeah. But
nobody's
playing first base. Nobody's playing first base here in Philadelphia, though.
Only when the big guy's hurt.
Right.
Only when the big guy's hurt. And he's hurt again. He's hurt again. And, this could be on again, off again for the next, what? How many? 6 years?
Yeah. Well, he wants that extension.
He's not getting an extension, getting injured all the time. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, well, one thing with Derek, he's I think he's pretty damn close for the Iron Pigs record for home runs.
Is he really?
He is. Yeah, he's not too far behind Andy Tracy.
Wow.
So I mean, not that it's one of those nice accomplishments, but one of those you've been hanging around a little bit too long as well.
Right. Exactly.
Type of things, but I mean it's not like he can't play. That's the thing. It's just unfortunately he's just in a spot where he doesn't have the open spot. Kind of. We're not moving. Yeah, it does. Especially for us fans of his that and the great kid that he is. That it's just it's a shame. But I mean it's hard to say what his trade value is because he hasn't had much playing time, so it's just
right.
Yeah, but he's got a little bit of MLB experience, playoff experience. You know what I mean? He's come up through the system, and he's played really, really well. I mean, there's a lot of teams. I guarantee you, if he was released, he'd be claimed in a matter of minutes.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. Because I mean, there's a lot of those lower end teams that need guys at the least.
Sure.
And then, plus have a good bench coming, a bat off the bench.
Yep.
That can hit some power. So.
Our message board is filling up with happy birthdays for one Anthony Pignetti.
Yeah.
So
I can't see him, but I hear you. That's great.
You're being recognized.
Thank you very much.
So, Dad, I have a question for you, and this is something Anthony and I talked about, earlier, and it basically all came down to money. But I don't ever remember this many evening spring training games. I mean, in the past, they were always 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You never had this, 4:05, 6:35, 6:05. I mean, we have this game now. We've got a game tomorrow night, at the Pirates, and then we've got a game for the Pirates again in Sarasota. It seems like that's the new thing, these late night, later in the day games.
To answer your question, your pop, my father-in-law, when we used to go in the late 80s, early 90s, we used to do day-night doubleheaders all the time.
Yeah.
You know, they were more popular back then. Then they got away from them.
Right.
What made them decide to bring it back? I gotta think it may be a little bit of TV, because if you look at the MLB, network, all those games are televised. We're
That's what you
watching.
said. Yeah.
We're watching the Orioles Phillies game on the MLB network. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So,
Well, and also the folks who actually live down here can get to a game after
Sure.
work.
Yep.
So
That too, and a lot of what they were saying is they want the guys to get used to the schedule coming back now, playing at night.
sure, makes sense. Yeah.
Type of thing to get in that routine where they're not coming to the ballpark at 8:00 in the morning, type of thing for an afternoon or morning game. So,
Yeah. Makes sense.
this way they get their bodies, acclimated to playing at.
It's just it's weird for those that are like on vacation like us, because
Right.
you want to go to a baseball game during the day, and then it'd be nice to go out for a nice dinner at nighttime, but you don't have that opportunity with the games. And
Yeah, sure it
it's
is.
just
Hot dogs and Cracker Jack.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the
Just,
perfect combo.
And I'm sure they're at Yankee Stadium there. They have some wine or something too that you can get.
Oh, they definitely have wine. I've seen that. I've seen that quite a bit. So yeah.
That, and they probably got rid of the night games because of the heat, maybe too. Like you get the games earlier, maybe, I don't know. That was originally why they got rid of them, but and then they get the night games. But yeah, like I said, it helps the local people be able to watch the games, but
Right.
and like I said, I think it's more to get the guys ready for major league games up when they play up here.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. So back to Joe Stinger with his question about Derek Hall. I got to think that one of the teams that's in a rebuilding process or could use an everyday first baseman. I mean, you would think they would have a low end prospect that they'd be willing to trade, a guy with options kind of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's got to have some value.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? So, this is the thing that irritates me a little bit with the Phillies, because, you invested so much in Page, and now you have the potential to lose him and get nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's out of options, and what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you could try and trade him, but everybody's going to be in the same boat in a week. Trying to do different things, unless he comes up with a sore back, and just like the leader, and they put him on the IL for a week or two.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what's going to happen, because you're not going to be able to get anything for him, because everybody knows you're going to end up releasing them. So it's it's kind of this kind of the same situation. Not to go off on the tangent with the Eagles with Hassan Reddick, who's going to give him anything because they know they're getting rid of him, type of thing.
We'll hold that thought for a minute, because we're gonna talk a little Eagles. But Anthony, I have a question for you, because we watched the Pirates Phillies game, and not Carlos, the Cruz guy that they have,
O'Neill
Cruz.
Are they going to pay him? Is he going to get a big fat contract from the Pirates?
Yeah, I would hope so. They just last year, the year before, gave Hayes a big contract. They gave Reynolds an extension, who's their best player. It seems like they've been doing it. He's pretty much. I would
and
imagine.
Didn't that just happen with Mitch Keller?
Mitch Keller, they did, was their number one pitcher. They just gave it to him.
And Hayes got paid as well.
Yeah, so O'Neill Cruz is the face of the franchise. He's hitting. I don't know what he's hitting right now, but the other day he was hitting 350 with 5 or 6 home runs.
Well, he was leading all of spring training, all the home runs. Yeah.
But he was hurt all last year, so I'm sure they want to get through this year, but I'm sure they'll pay him when they need to.
Yeah, he's going to command. He's going to command a big one.
Yeah,
but he is coming off of being hurt all last season.
Well, it seems like he's healthy.
Yeah.
Bad ankle injury.
He was out all last season.
Yep.
Yeah.
He slid awkwardly and was out all year. So he's got a little bit of, some ground to make up. But yeah, they've got a couple of good guys.
Yeah.
So far, that division is a good division to be in because it's up for grabs. Any team could win, so it's not like they're in the American League East or something like that. I mean, it's NL Central, no team's great, so they could easily. I mean, they had a 16-game improvement in wins last year. I mean, that's good. That's very good. So
Sure.
they're going in the right direction.
Yeah. Well,
And they got a lot of options with O'Neill too. You know, it's not like he's due for a contract anytime soon. So
yeah, but they seem to want to wrap these guys up early on, John. Right?
oh yeah, you want to get them through their arbitration years and stuff, just get them paid and keep them happy, you know, type of thing. So
Which I think is not how the Pirates have operated in the past.
No.
But I think they realize that
Right.
it's not really.
Good, how are you? We're good for right now, but thank you.
I'll take one. What's he got? What's he got on draft?
Nothing. He's got 50-50s.
Get me $20 worth.
I will say it is at like $16,000.
Get me $20 worth and send me my numbers.
Yeah.
$12,000 is the gates open, so it might be more than that at this point.
So.
yeah, but
Well, no, I think the Pirates have to do that because you can't say forever that you're waiting for the young guys and then you don't pay any of them, and it just keeps going on and on and on. So they're doing what they're supposed to do, and if you can get the guys excited when they're here and show them that you're trying, then it's a lot less pressure than playing in other cities. So hopefully they could do something. That would be nice.
Good. Real quick, Sixers. Things aren't looking good in Sixer land, and they're fading fast. And I know John had brought this to our attention. At the end of the season, they're going to have two players under contract.
yeah,
Embiid and Maxey, because Paul Reed's contract only gets the option picked up if they make the playoffs and they advance in round one. Is that a weird contract extension? If you ever heard one,
that is an odd one.
So, they will have two players under contract. I mean, do you call this a total rebuild for next year?
I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's everybody's got a chance to leave. I mean, there's a few guys I'd like to still keep around. Like Oubre. Oubre seems to be a nice player.
But he's not a starter.
No. But I mean, as a guy to be around, and
right.
That's why, like I said, next year is the prove it year. For the process, if you want to call it. Because now's when you're going to get a couple more max players to be able to come onto the team, with Tobias probably leaving. You'll have a couple max players that you can bring in and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they can bring back and who's going to come and play with Embiid. It's
a crazy, after what we've all been through, all the years of getting knocked out in, the playoffs and, having, such a mishmash of players that have come through here.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, Harden, this year, with Embiid getting hurt again, having what you thought was the makings of possibly a good season.
Yeah. I mean, it started out well in the beginning of the year when Embiid was there healthy, but it's just,
Well, we got to see how the season plays out because it's not looking very promising.
No, it's not. I mean, there's talks that Embiid's coming back, but I'll believe that when I see it.
If he's not healthy, just put him on the shelf till next year.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because what are you going to do in the playoffs? Honestly, even with him healthy, I don't know that you're going to.
You're not beating Boston. You're not going to beat Boston
or Milwaukee.
So better chance of Milwaukee, but like you said,
they got Doc Rivers, so that's true.
Hey,
so
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say before we hop off here, I wanted to just quickly talk about our experience Monday night at Hogan's hangout.
Yeah.
Because the way the whole thing transpired was just hysterical. Because, so Dad, we had just left you and Mom, and the rumor was always that Hulk Hogan is there on Mondays for the karaoke night. So Anthony, being a huge wrestling fan, was like, let's just swing by. Let's see if we can see him. And Dad, when we had driven by, it was like packed.
Right.
So it's like, all right. So we find a parking spot just on like a side road. We go over. We're walking by, and there is like a huge crowd of people just at the door. But as we're walking past the windows, there's like a bunch of Phillies fans standing there, and they're all sort of crowding the window because somebody said it was Whit Merrifield there. So we're like, okay, that's cool. Nobody else recognizes anybody with them. We don't know any, we just see him. We make our way into the door, and the girl basically tells us, we're at max capacity right now. Basically, you can stand here by this door, but you can't actually get in. Okay. So we stood there. We were able to like see him. So he's in the back with his wife, and Jimmy Hart is there as well. So we can see all these guys in the back, and just these drunk idiots are basically just singing karaoke. So it was probably an hour later, I would say. Some people started leaving, and the girl said to us, if you guys wanted to come in now, I can do that. And we're like, well, how much is it? And she said it would be $55 for both of you. We're like, oh, I don't know. We kind of hemmed and hawed it and went back and forth. So we ended up saying no. So we walk out. And as we're walking by, we see these people obsessed with Whit Merrifield again. And like, yeah, just trying to get pictures. And then Anthony turns and looks at me and goes, that's Roger Clemens. Not a single person, I don't think, recognized him. I don't think anybody had any idea who he was. So now we quickly realize that Whit is at the same table as Cody Clemens, which makes sense because they're teammates, with Roger. Well, now $55 to get inside and possibly get to Roger Clemens sounds like a deal. So we quick go back to the front, pay our $55. Just as all this is happening, they put their names in for karaoke. So Cody and so they make this big announcement. So up until this point, I don't think anybody even knew Roger Clemens was there. So then they make this huge announcement that Cody and Roger are going to sing. So they go up to the front, they sing together. And if you've missed the video, I did post it on This Fan's View from Monday night. It's absolutely hysterical. After that's over, Hulk Hogan obviously gets up. He goes over to them, takes a picture with them with the belt, the whole thing. Well, now Roger goes back to the table where they were sitting at, but he gets like bombarded with people. Well, there we are, because that's basically the reason we paid the $55, because getting close to Hulk Hogan is almost impossible.
Right.
So we go over to the table, and I mean, Roger was as nice as could be. I don't think he signed any autographs, but I don't know that anybody actually asked. But he took pictures with everybody, anybody, with his son, selfie, whatever you wanted. They were probably there another 15, 20 minutes after they sang, but then they left. And the place did start to clear out a bit after that. But just the way the whole thing went down was just, it was wild.
Who won the belt?
Well, they give away 3 because they do like a people's champ or something like that. And that was one girl. Then they did like a women's version and a men's version. So they ended up giving 3 out. So Roger and Cody and that whole crew had way left by then. And I don't even think they knew they weren't in the running for it. I think they just wanted to do it to have some fun.
Sure.
And it was just one of those weird things. I feel like those weird things happen at that place all the time.
Yep. Sure.
So
sure do.
it was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, yeah. I got all your pictures, and I likewise I posted them and reposted this morning about the video and stuff. And if you haven't watched it, it's a great watch. It's a fun watch. So, but yeah, someone else put up a video of Hulk coming up the side door with his entourage. I mean, he's got a military style entourage.
There are three guys in full tactical gear.
Yep.
That just surround him, and I mean they're loaded. They've got guns on both sides. They don't. I mean, they do not mess around. And,
Yep.
even Jimmy Hart, he had one on his way out, but I think they're just helping him, get to his car.
Sure.
But even Jimmy stopped and took a picture with a couple of people, and he was great. And the front of Hulk's pickup truck, it has the NWO license plate, which I thought was cool.
Nice.
So,
Was he driving?
yeah, yep.
That's funny. What kind of truck?
Like a Dodge, big black Dodge Ram pickup truck.
Yeah, he's a big Mopar guy. He's got a couple of Hemis, Road Runners.
Yeah.
He's big into car restoration.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great that you had a good time Monday night. What time did you get home?
Midnight?
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, midnight.
Not bad, but you got a great story. So
We did.
And pictures to back it up. So
Yep. It's just like I said, it was just hysterical. Everybody's making such a big fuss that Whit Merrifield's right there, and Anthony's like, "That's Roger Clemens."
right,
And
yeah.
not a person knew who it was. So cool. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna head out.
Well,
We're gonna
you
go
know
catch
what?
some of the game, and we'll catch
Enjoy.
up with you guys next week.
Buy a beer on me. Happy birthday there, big fella.
Yep. Happy birthday, Anthony.
You got it.
Bye,
Have
guys.
fun. See ya.
See ya.
All right, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. So Kevin Kramer must have been at batting practice today, and Harper looked good in batting practice. Topper said he's okay. Well, what are they going to say?
Right.
You know what I mean? What are they going to say?
Yeah.
They're not going to say,
He's going to be out 6 months.
oh my God, he's one swing away from being, yeah, like that's his career's over. Oh,
right.
But no, thanks, Kev. Yeah, they were who they interviewed today. Who was on with Sal Junis today? Our boy Todd Zalecki, and
Yes.
he was there live, and he said that Harper was throwing. Throwing the ball and, was on the practice field. So good to know, good to know. Hopefully, he can tame that swing down for 162 games or even 130, I guess.
It could have been a veteran move that he just didn't want to go through the travel games to the just stay at the complex, do his work, and he's good.
So why get everybody fired up then?
Well, you got to give a reason why
you got to torque all the assholes like me, you know what I mean, that are going to be like, oh my God, what's wrong with Harper? Stop.
You got to give a reason why he's not playing. So
no, you don't.
You
No,
do.
you don't have to give any reason.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You could just say, you know what I mean? It's a maintenance day. It's another maintenance day.
Yeah, but you can't give him a month's worth of maintenance days though.
You can in the NBA.
That's true. That's true.
But anyway, let's we got a few minutes left in the show, and the Birds have been very, very busy. I don't know the guy's name, but they signed a San Francisco 49er, like a special teams player or whatever. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They did, and they signed another guy today, corner from Atlanta. Hall was his name. Was his last name?
Okay. I mean, he's been signing good player after good player, mixed in with a couple of guys to fill holes.
Right.
Which one stands out to you the most, John?
It's good. I mean, the most shocking one is Saquon Barkley, because I just never thought that the Eagles would do that kind of move, spending that kind of money on them. But you got the extra $30 million. The cap's going up again even next year, so money's not an issue anymore. So the way the Eagles have it, I think it's going to be a new book. I think is the way it's going to be coming forward. Everybody's going to get paid.
And a lot of these guys are on 1-year deals, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, well, a lot of the Devin Whites and stuff. I don't. Everybody's getting excited about that deal. I hope that he comes back, but I mean, there was a reason why he was benched in Tampa, playing in a defense that he was supposed to be fit for, and he was benched there. So
yeah,
hopefully it's not a Shaq Leonard type of situation where he's a good name, and then he comes here and he doesn't have the.
Yeah, but Shaq was 100. He
Well,
was 100
yeah,
years old. This kid's what? In his
26.
20s.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean? So
yeah, hopefully getting benched, woke him up a little bit. He's, in a new environment. So hopefully, things will be good there. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of good moves. It's
you don't sound overly excited for the most part.
well, I mean, a lot of them are filler moves. It's
Right.
just so I don't know, and the linebackers are bench guy. The guy Braun that we got from New Orleans, he's kind of a special team / guy, and so I don't know that they're starters. Which Howie's just getting some depth in there, and he's going to be probably doing it through the draft, hopefully with a lot of those guys. But yeah, I don't know. I see a lot of we're losing Driscoll. We lost Driscoll and was it Salomalo or?
But you picked up that Matt Hennessy kid.
We did, but you're losing some depth though. On the offensive line there.
Well, you got an awful lot of draft picks. What do you got? 10, 11 draft picks?
I think there's only like 8 or 9. It's under double. It's not double digits. I think they lost a couple for some.
Well, the Kenny Pickett signing they gave,
Well, those were for next year, the 2025 year.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Nothing from this year?
It was just a swap. So they moved. They dropped their 3rd round to basically a 4th round pick.
Gotcha.
What
are your thoughts on that move?
That was another shocking move. I think it's good. In the quarterback factory that we can build him up, and I mean, 'cause I think that's all it's going to be. Because let's face it, we hope that we're not going to need it to use a guy, right? So hopefully we can get him turned around with his career, at least from the outlooks of, hey, this guy's competent to play. He's over 500 as a starter in Pittsburgh. And maybe you can flip him and trade him, in a year or two.
Yeah.
I would have liked Justin Fields better, but he's owed $25 million next year, so that wasn't happening.
Right.
As far as a talent wise.
Yeah.
But
where did he end up going?
He went to Pittsburgh with
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So he's gonna duel it out with
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. That's a weird combination. No,
it is a little bit. A buddy of mine, he's a big Steelers fan, and he thinks it's Russell Wilson's going to be the guy for this year, and then Fields will be sitting and getting ready for next year and going forward type of thing.
Okay.
To get them fixed up a little bit. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
All right.
It's we always get excited when we see the big names coming in here in Philly, and it sometimes doesn't always work out. So that's why I'm kind of like hesitant a little bit.
Yeah, you're very cautious about getting excited.
You know what I mean? Because we've been burned too many times.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we're like, oh, this guy's coming. It's great, and then we're like, 3-4 weeks into the season, he's hurt and he's not playing there.
Fizzles out.
Right, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Everything always looks good in March when you're adding guys to the team. It's like, oh, this is good. This is good. It's so yeah. I mean, but the whole problem is you got Sirianni still as the coach. I mean, it's like
he's your new whipping boy, huh?
Well, I mean, it's just. I mean, it's not even just for me. It's like just what you hear from everybody else. It's like,
right.
It's like almost like he's here. It's just like they don't want to say that they're wrong and give up on them too early after just being into the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
I got you.
So they kind of have to keep him here, and it's like, okay, well, you're not going to do anything. It's almost like Howie being put to the closet. When Chip Kelly got here,
go stand over in the corner.
And wave the pom poms, and because Fangio's going to do his thing on Kelvin Moore is going to do more.
Well, you still got it. You still need somebody to hold the red flag. So
that's true. That's an important job to drop it at the right time. So,
hey, real quick, March Madness has kicked off already, but officially the tournament starts at what, noontime tomorrow?
Noon tomorrow, yeah. So everybody's still got time to get their brackets in. We're over 30 at the moment. I think the last time I looked, it was 31 that we had, and it keeps getting. This is the time when everybody's getting their final picks in and knowing who they're going with. Now that the timeline is down, so it's right there on our page to get on there. It's free, and to join.
It's run by ESPN, so they make it easy.
Yeah.
Once you sign up, and you know the email, they'll update you after every game. You know where you're at. You know in the pool, and it's run very, very well. And I believe this Fan's View / Carl's Cards is we will have a prize to give away to our winner.
There will be, there'll be a prize there. Yep, we'll figure.
And our prizes are no slouch.
No.
So join it, have some fun with us. One last bit of March Madness news. Next Wednesday night will be at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
With former Villanova star. Help me out.
Chris Jenkins.
I need a good night's sleep.
You got too much sun right now. You can see
too much sun. Yeah, too much sun. Chris Jenkins, we've worked with Chris before a couple of years ago. He's going to come out. Buffalo Wild Wings, Glen Mills. The people at Buffalo have told us they're bringing some
marketing crew.
Yeah, the marketing crew from the front office is coming, and they're bringing some swag. Is that what they call it?
Swag. They call it swag. We got some swag coming.
Yeah, so I hope it's more than 6 chicken wings, but
there were some basketballs involved, I heard.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Chris Jenkins will be our guest. John and I will sit alongside him. Chris loves sports in general. He's just not a kid who played basketball.
No. No, he's all over with all the sports, and
So
it'll be good though. He can catch up and fill us in how the first weekend went with the March Madness, because this is it doesn't seem to have the luster right at the moment, but this used to be the best weekend of sports with the college football or basketball going off on Thursdays and Fridays, people taking off from work and seeing all the upsets and
with all the gambling sites that are so easy to have them right here on your phone. You know what I mean? And what did I read? If you pick the 4 finalists, if you get those 4 right for a $5 bet, you can win $380.
Oh, wow.
Just to pick just, but pick the 4 teams that are going to be in the final 4. You know what I mean? Put $5 on it, you can win $380.
Right.
So,
brought to you by our sponsor, DraftKings.
Right. But it's City Distilling.
Right. Exactly. It's crazy how how much money's generated this weekend or this these next couple of weeks. With the sports, and I think the NILs hurt the tournament a little bit with teams not being together as much. And,
it's watered it down. You lost a lot of the valuable kids.
Right. But and you lost those smaller teams that were had their 5-year seniors or whatever that have been playing together and have a magical run together because they've been through a lot of things where it's always special. But it's a good time. So jump on the page. You still have time until tomorrow at noon to get your picks in.
It's funny. I'm just looking at everybody that's been on the board tonight. Cesar was down spring training this year. I don't know if it was his first venture down there, but he was down there last weekend. We overlapped. Like I said, I spent a couple of innings with Joe Stinger at a couple of different games. Kevin Kramer, who's from Havertown, he's down there. He's still down there. Wally, big Wally, big Wally. Wow. Hung out a few nights with Wally. He got me in trouble. So looks like we made it home safely. Yes, we did. Yes, we did, big man. We sure did. I could use one of those orange crushes right about now. So, but yeah, we had a blast. A lot of people from the store, a lot of people, like I said early in the show, spent the first half of the week, down there. Sean was down there with us. 93 Philly. There you go, Shawnee. That woke you up. That autographed ball is proudly displayed, Wally. Proudly displayed. Matter of fact, I don't know if I have it here. Oh, I do. I'll share my black cherry lime. We've turned it into a happy hour. I don't know if I can get. I can't get a good.
Yeah, it's not. It's whitening it out.
Yeah, it's. But I got Wally to sign a baseball for me, with hopes that I could put it on eBay and make a few bucks with it.
There you go.
But the guy that was behind us was behind Sean. Yeah, Sean, who's that guy who just signed that baseball? And Sean, quick like a cat. Oh, he's a 93 Philly, man. He was an all-star. I had this guy wetting himself, as to who Wally was. So
$1.18 Wally says he can
No, come on. I got to do better than that. Christ, the ball costs $20.
Right, and shipping's going to cost more than that.
Come on. I'm putting it on just for shits and giggles.
Wally Pope, 93 Phillies.
There you go. Caesar, second time for me, but already planning on next year. Had an absolute blast with my crew friends. Yeah, I saw all the pictures. I just missed you because I got down there late on Saturday, and our first game was Sunday, but I think you traveled back home. So it's a blast.
Oh, yeah.
It's a blast. I come back with new friends all the time and just seeing all the people that have migrated down there. It's just a fabulous, fabulous time. So, all right.
Well, before we leave, we got to get your input on Hassan Reddick.
You already did that. I seem like I get myself in trouble, but you would think. Now, I'm not a defensive coordinator. I'm not a professional coach. None of the above. But here's a player that fits this system so well, along with all the pieces that you've already brought in, and to add that part, it just seems like it's a no-brainer to, and I know he wants a new deal, and I know the money, and it's not my money, but it just seems like it's going to be money well spent.
Right.
Because he's a player. He's a baller. You saw when he was up on close to the line of scrimmage, how he got to the quarterback.
Right.
He made life so easy for Fletcher Cox on the other side.
Yep.
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. And if he's a Vic Fangio kind of player, all Vic's got to say is, hey, Howie, I need that guy on my defense.
Right.
Get it done. Push if it's the $1 million signing bonus, that's an issue. I mean, Howie's a capologist. I mean, this is what he does.
Yeah.
This is what he does. So move that money around.
Oh, yeah.
Move that money around. I don't know what they just paid Brandon Graham. and I love Brandon Graham.
I think it was
been
like
here-
$4.5 million.
How much?
4.5, I think they said.
Okay, so I mean, they basically just handed $4.5 million to Brandon Graham.
Right.
Because how many downs is he going to play next year?
Exactly. He played like
You know
15% this year, something like
right?
that.
So, I mean, you're telling me, that Hassan Reddick, I mean, he's a baller, man. You need to have him on this team.
He double-digit sacks. It says enough.
It makes no sense.
Right.
None. And I don't know what are they trying to trade him? And why would his agent say, yeah, take another couple weeks, and you hold on to that $1 million? I mean, what agent acts like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's either they're trying to keep him here, and Hassan's trying to work with them to get him.
Well,
here.
that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm
but-
hoping that I don't know. I mean, there's guys being signed for stupid money
right.
that aren't as good.
Oh yeah, no, it's true, and it's and the thing is, where Howie would come into play here, it's they sign him to a kind of like a Darius Slay type of move, sign him for a couple more years. It lowers his money for this year because this year his cap hit's so high. Is kind of the reason why the Eagles want to get rid of him.
Well, he's a cap.
So,
he's a cap guy. He's been doing this for years. He knows how to move it around.
oh, he's the best at it for the cap.
I mean, he could come away with this, moving this money for the next 3 or 4 years. Christ, they do it every year, with Cox and Kelsey and
right.
Brandon Graham and Lane Johnson and all these guys that make, this big ass money. It's you're right, Shawnee. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's
a no-brainer.
It always cracks me up. Howie can't be the only guy that's this smart, and if it is, there's 29 other general managers that need to get fired because, for the way Howie works things, it's amazing that it's just for the money. But then he gets stuck on situations like this where he won't do whatever. And
I think too, a lot of it, may have been, I don't know if this is the right word, but an embarrassing moment for Howie because, Hassan has been asking for this since last year, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, this isn't something new. And players in the NFL, I mean, they threaten to sit out, but do they actually sit out?
NFL, it's really hard to,
right.
It's,
you know what I mean? So you're gonna piss off a guy with 15 sacks, right? You still owe him another year. You owe him $1 million, bonus.
Right.
I mean, put this formula together, Howie. Put it together, get it done. You know what I mean? And that defense is you're going to have probably a top 5 defense blended in with a couple of young picks in the draft.
Right. Yeah, because that you don't have to worry about your secondary when you're getting pressure on the quarterback because the quarterback doesn't have time to get the ball to him.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's more important to have those guys putting the pressure on the quarterback.
All right, I'm getting out my blender. I'm going to go make an orange crush, and I don't know how. Oh, I watched them squeeze them oranges, make that. Oh, God.
Yeah, you'll be able to figure it out. It's not that hard.
It's all good. John, great night. Thank you for holding the fort down.
You're welcome.
I don't even owe you a beer because you don't drink.
No.
No. Thank you, Ed O'Keefe. You always tell us it's a great show, but we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody tonight. That was great that Lauren and Anthony were able to check in from George Brenner Stadium down there in Tampa for the Steinbrenner. What'd I say? Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Johnny, I will see you, Friday?
Yep, Friday.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
Everybody else, I'm back.
Sounds good.
See you next Wednesday night. Come hang out with us at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
See you later.
See ya.